Good morning. This is Sheila Z. Sterling from TrueLife-Solutions.com. And hi everybody. How are you doing this morning? I am primarily making this video for the graduates of the 8 Weeks to Wellness program. Congratulations. However, if you feel this video is helpful to friends or family that you know, please feel free to pass it on. Okay, I'd like to talk a little bit, I guess what everyone's talking about is the COVID-19 virus. I would like you to know that there are just tons of things we can be doing and a few things that we actually should not be doing. So let's get started. Let's start with things that we can do. First of all, congratulations, because just by being on the 8-week program, you have boosted your immunity to unbelievable heights. Most of you saw that you shed a bunch of weight, which is actually really good. And so your body coming into this should be in pretty good shape. However, there are things that we can do at home, and I'd like to talk to you about them for a moment, okay? First of all, obviously stick with your lemon water in the morning, definitely, because we all know that's going to really help your liver and create new good bile, and we want that, right? But there's also, as we're taking our supplements, for you, if you have sugar issues, definitely take chromium with GTF factor. We know that. However, elderberry, now people will talk about elderberry. Yes, elderberry is really good for the immune system, but also so is vitamin D3. Now, if you're not low in D3, you still can supplement a little bit. And I'm going to put a disclaimer, I hope, at the bottom of this video, maybe I'll just say it, that this video is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to treat or diagnose or take the place of any medical attention that you may need to receive. That being said, let's continue. Yes, elderberry is good for you. Now, some people are kind of sensitive to it, so be careful. Always take a little bit of something before you take a little more of something. D3, let's talk about D3. I normally, for myself, I can say, I take 50,000, I use a week normally. However, if you feel you're feeling a little fatigued or run down, take 50,000 a day for 3 days. It's okay for 3 days, okay? Because vitamin D is actually a hormone, and it is going to help boost your immune system. It's good for your bones. It's just really good for everything, and your brain. So you can do that. Vitamin C. Now here's the thing with vitamin C. We want to do a plant-based vitamin C. And it takes, some people say, well, I'll take 1,000 a day. I think that's the guideline. It takes over 4,000 milligrams a day before it becomes in the medicinal. For a couple of years, I actually took, like Linus Pauling, I took 10,000 a day. And then my body, I felt, well, I don't need to do that anymore. But so up your vitamin C level, because it is going to help you. Now, some of these things, if you think that they're going to be sensitive for your tummy or something, you can take them with a meal. This virus doesn't like sunlight, which is really a good thing. So try to get out in the sun, not for a long period of times, 5-10 minutes. I mean, if you have a private backyard, take all your clothes off and go sunbathe for a while, because it's really good. Now, zinc. Actually, you've probably already heard about zinc affecting this virus. Zinc has something in it that can keep the virus from entering penetrating the layers of the lung. So, if you don't have zinc, try to get some zinc, okay? Zinc is a really good supplement for us all to be taking right now, and usually most of people are low in zinc. So any kind of also a multivitamin. They found that probiotics and prebiotics, if you have them, use them, okay? Because they help your gut. And we all know, of course, that 70% of your whole lymphatic system lives in your gut. So do that. And keep up with, eat mostly fresh vegetables and fresh fruits if you can. And know that frozen things maintain a lot of their vitamins and minerals, most of them. So you can go to eating that. So I'd love to hear from you, see how you're all doing. You can leave comments or, email me. So I'd like to move on actually to say some of the things that we don't want to be doing. And there's quite a bit of that, isn't there? Yes, we need a social distance. That's a big thing. So, even if you're going to a store, if you have gloves, wear them. But here's the trick. So you wear gloves into the store. You're careful not to touch your face, or you're wearing a mask, which everybody should be wearing a mask now, and cover your eyes. Why? Because so often we touch our face. We itch here, our eyes. We don't think about it. So we do it unconsciously, and this is one of the big ways that the virus is, of course, able to enter the body. So when you're wearing a mask, it keeps you a little bit safe from any of those droplets that everyone's talking about. But be sure and wear glasses or goggles. I know it might look a little silly right now, but your eyes are extremely sensitive, and that is a way that the virus can get in. So when you go out, suit up and go. But here's the trick. So you go to the grocery store and you have all this equipment on, and then you get to your car. What do? You probably open your car handle with the gloves that you wore all through the store. So really bear in mind, when you have extra pair of gloves, whatever, carry a bunch with you, or a bunch of hand sanitizer, when you get to your car, guess what? Take off your mask with your gloves carefully, take off your eye protection, set them somewhere in a plastic bag, and either re-put on gloves or use hand sanitizer before you touch your car. Because evidently this virus lives on surfaces for quite a time, and they're all different. I'm not going to get into that. I'm concerned and talking just about what you can do for your safety. So think about that when you go out. When you come home, if you have, like, either at the door, coming through your backyard or whatever, this is going to sound like overkill. I don't think it is anymore. Take off all of your clothes, put them in a plastic bag, and then put them directly into the washer dryer, everything, and get yourself to a shower. Completely, soap up, lather up, whatever you do, but take a shower and rinse everything off. That includes your hair, okay? So these are things that we can do when we go out to stay safe as we come back into the home. If somebody in your house has a cold or whatever, seriously, isolate. Make sure that they stay in their own room, do everything that you need to do, wiping down the counters and your hands, washing, we hear all that. Drinking water about every 15 to 20 minutes also is good. Of course, staying hydrated is very important. And of course, if you're using lemon water, that'd be great. Now, there's a few things that we can do. I also want to say, stay away from processed foods. Processed foods have a lot of chemicals in them. And in that don't list, don't take ibuprofen right now, okay? And that includes Advil and what's that other one called? Oh, there's a bunch of them, but Motrin, ibuprofen, they're all the same thing. If you don't feel well, Tylenol's okay, or baby aspirin or something like that. However, so stay away from all of that, and stay away from as many chemicals as you can, because it puts a burden, as we all know, as you learned in the 8 weeks, puts a burden on the liver. We want to keep things as light as we can, right? And so let's move on, because there's still some more information I'd like to share with you. There's also a couple of ways, you might have already heard about them. In every morning, whether you're perfectly well or not, go ahead and gargle with warm or hot salt water, because this kills bacteria, kills viruses. Some people are using colloidal silver, that's great. And there's also a 10-second test every morning. When you wake up, go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Make sure you're doing it from your belly so your lungs are really expanded. And you're gonna hold that breath for at least 10 seconds. If you can do that without any problem at all, you're in good shape. And we all wanna stay in good shape, okay? So I'm checking in. I wanted to give you these tips. We're not gonna talk about statistics or anything like that. We're just going to say, we can get through this. Attitude is so much. Hi, kitty. Attitude is so much. So stay positive. You know, Zoom is wonderful. If you're going to have a gathering with your family, a member of my family, I'm not doing it because they didn't invite me to do it with them, but they're actually having bingo games through Zoom. So let's get innovative. Let's think of all different ways that we can keep in touch with the ones we love without actually having to be in the room, because right now this 6 foot separation, at least 6 feet, will keep us above ground. And especially if you're over 60, boy, but we're in good shape. So if you find that this video has been helpful, please do share it with friends and family. Well, because, and let's remember, right now, vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, if you have it, it's really a wonderful way to go. And the most important thing to remember is, let's do the safe distancing. Let's all be a part of the solution, right? As TrueLife-Solutions.com always says. So let's be part of the solution. And stay well. This is Sheila Z. Sterling from TrueLife-Solutions.com. Just before I sign off, I'm not sure if everybody will get this, but my new little book, as you know, I'm the author of The Anatomy of Healing and Wellness and the Vibrant Life Cookbook, but I've just put out a little book you can get at pre-launch called An Ounce of Prevention. It's 150 pages that you're going to want to know everything that's in there. So stay well, love y'all, and let's all stay well together and get through this. That's it. Have a wonderful, amazing day.